Okay, let's start. Maybe some other people will join us later, but yeah, they can walk in. Welcome everyone at this first Energy Talks and Drinks of 2021. And I hope everyone is still doing okay and also enjoyed the snow these past days. Unfortunately, we're still in lockdown, and so therefore we had to organize another online session. But looking at today's theme, it's actually quite suitable because we'll be talking about digitalization in two different ways. We have PortXL, who will talk about the social aspect of digitalization and how to stay connected with your network through a digital platform. And secondly, we have AI in Motion, who will pay attention to the business and technical side of digitalization, namely the artificial intelligence and automation. And we will start with Philip. And Philip is working at PortXL. He's a senior acceleration manager in which he focuses on bridging the gap between startups, scale-ups, their potential clients, PortXL partners, and the interested parties and the Rotterdam Port authorities. So, Philip, you can unmute yourself and take the stage.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. Very good to be here, invited by Buccaneer. Together today, the talks and drinks with Buccaneer and PortXL, and of course, one of our alumni, AI in Motion. Talks and drinks. So for now, I will do the talking and you can start the drinking part. Make yourself having a good drink and enjoy the ride. Indeed, we are going to talk about digitalization, social aspect, but also definitely the technological aspect. And let's see. This is the agenda for today. Short introduction about PortXL. What do we do? What have we done the last 5 years? And yeah, putting in the spotlight one of our alumni of PortXL, AI in Motion, who participated last year in the program. Matched by PortXL, our digital new solution to put 2 steps ahead during more difficult times, especially now when Corona, innovative budgets are frozen or projects are delayed. And we saw an opportunity to make a step forward and to really get even better located in the ports around Rotterdam and around innovation together with all our startups and scale-ups. And that's also how we met with Buccaneer, joining forces now during these talks and drinks, but maybe we will have multiple options upcoming. It's a little bit an interactive session. We will do a startup shuffle, and also I will at a certain moment ask you to get your phone and come up with your IDs, votes, and everything around it. Indeed, my name is Philip, Senior Acceleration Manager, now almost for 3 years at PortXL. Have a background a little bit familiar with you guys at Herema Marine Contractors for 5 years. And indeed, PortXL, the bridge between innovative startups and scale-ups and the established port industry. We do that already for 5 years. We are in our 6th year here in Rotterdam. Also have run our programs in Singapore and in Antwerp. Yeah, the one thing, and it's actually in gold, where I am very proud on with our startups and scale-ups that joined our program, because still 94% of them are existing. And if you are a little bit familiar with the startup scene, then you know that this is a really high number. So that means that our alumni of PortXL, the companies that come to Rotterdam to start their business, are doing really well, and yeah, really proud of that. And one of them is today joining. We do that in a very interactive 3 months program. I will tell you a little bit later about that. We do that together with our partners of Rotterdam, Port of Rotterdam, Van Oord, but also indeed the municipality, Mammoet, Oceanco. You see them on the screen. Yeah, really proud on this group of people who are joining us in this interactive journey towards pilots and running business. So a little bit an idea what we do during a year. We do scouting, so we search the world for interesting solutions and put them in a big database. A good idea is not good enough for us. They will be able to go to market within 12 months, but especially in the scale-up scene, we are getting better and better. And sometimes you see that companies already have 30 paying customers, but not established in the port industry, and that's where they come to us. So a big scouting process, very interactive with our partners. It's not me who's judging if it's a good company, maybe the first introduction, but thereafter we get the specialists in our program, and they will do the voting together with us. So if we have that process of scouting, we had last February or previous year, February, we had our selection days. At that moment, we had 42 companies, 20 startups, 22 scale-ups who were aiming for the program spots. And in a very big carousel during 2 days, with 300 guests, we ranked them again, and then the last 25, 30 companies came in the program. This year, we also have another process, and that's where I will talk about later. We put our targets a little bit lower because we are going to do 2 things next to each other. A 3 months program, that's the third bullet. We get all those companies to Rotterdam and make them familiar with the beautiful city and surroundings like Delft and Rotterdam. And really are focused together with our partners to get into business. So a nice idea, Hyperloop, you don't see in our program. It's really creating impact, and that's our ambition. At the end of this 3 months program, we have Shakedown, a big event. Also, we are going to invite the whole partner group of Buccaneer to this year. It's the 2nd of December. And 600 guests, the big venue, 50 companies are joining there and showing their innovative solutions. And thereafter, we built again business for 100 days with those startups and scale-ups. So they are not done yet with us after our 3 months program. What I said, very interactive sessions, partners sitting together, Boskalis next to Van Oord. First time they always look to each other and say, hey, what's this? We are competitors, but it's open innovation. And yeah, here you see, I think 12 different partners joining already one session in the scouting process. So that's the first bullet. Then the second bullet, selection days.
Philip, sorry to interrupt you, but we don't see any presentation.
Oh, that's strange. Good to tell me, but then I need to check how that's possible.
Well, anyway, we can share the presentation afterwards.
No, it's all good. Good. That's good that you mention it, and that's also nice that I'm already talking for 10 minutes. I will do the talking. So this is a big process of PortXL, what I was talking about: scouting, selection, the program, third bullet, shakedown, the end events, and scaling. And this is then at the moment after our scouting process, the selection days. 27 companies joined our got into our program last year. And indeed, we also had, where I was already talking about AI in motion. You see their car in the picture at the bottom. And now I would like to hand over the presentation to Alexandra, and make sure that you share your screen correctly.
Thank you, Philip. I will. Yeah, thanks. Let me start with that. Okay, I think it should be on. Yeah, thank you, everyone, and hi. Thanks, Ashley, for inviting us, and then Philip. We are very proud to be a PortXL alumni, and indeed to have participated into this innovative and engaging ecosystem that Philip has been describing. I'm excited to show you, in line with today's theme, how you can ride the technology wave and use artificial intelligence to increase the level of autonomy. So I'll start with our company's motto: our AI sets your business in motion. And I plan to, over the next 10 minutes or so, to tell you how we plan to help you do that. Well, who are we? We're an autonomy service provider. We provide enhanced navigation solutions for moving objects in dynamic indoor and outdoor environments. Although we're a relatively young startup, scale-up, our engineers have more than 10 years experience in the automotive research and development, as Philip showed our car in his previous slide, where they have been working on developing reliable autonomous vehicles. In AI in Motion, we are leveraging that experience and the know-how and the learning from automotive driving, and we're trying to bring that to other industries as well. We are strategically located in the Eindhoven Brainport area, which is one of the technological hotspots in Europe that apparently provides more patents per inhabitant than anywhere else in the world. So I would say quite a nice place to grow and learn in. Well, I want to also describe a bit the impact and the biggest challenges we've all been facing. So Ashley asked me to mention how COVID affected our business and our operations and pushed us, and I think the entire world, to embrace this digitalization. Well, as everyone else, we struggled with a lot of things at first, including Teams and Zoom and so on. Less networking opportunities, less funding to focus on research and development, less eagerness to adopt new technologies, and I can go on and on and on. However, it also provided quite a lot of opportunities, like fast-tracking the adoption of some remote technologies. Yeah, look at us now, everyone working efficiently on Zoom and Teams and so on. It also made the benefits of autonomy more visible to a broader audience. So some of them may be very resistant in the past to this sort of technology. So in the end, I think our sad face became a happy face, and we managed to turn this challenge into an opportunity for our business. Now, talking about challenges, I want to explain a bit what's the main challenge we're trying to address. We know that a lot of companies in a variety of industries, especially maritime, offshore, and so on, are focusing on how to best respond to these disruptive events. So like the unfortunate pandemic we're in, the volatility of the oil and gas market, and many others. The current focus is on increasing efficiency, productivity, safety, and above all, resilience, and to this sort of events. We believe that we can help you overcome these challenges by utilizing our AI technology to fast track your automation and eventually help you enable the fully autonomous operations. In short, we are trying to increase the levels of autonomy for moving assets. Well, what are our AIM core assets? So I'm going to start with telling you that we have first-in-class, real-time, deep neural network for vision and LiDAR perception. These ones are internationally top-ranked and benchmarked by well-established and certified organizations. However, we see that computer vision is slowly becoming a commodity. So now the real challenge is how to combine this AI technology into a holistic solution that brings tangible results. Our technology consists of deep learning-based AI, but also the traditional model-based AI that we developed, and we built these technology blocks like 3D mapping, localization, perception. We bring all these components together, and we want to turn them into a holistic solution for our customers. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, our technology comes from the automotive domain, which is maybe one of the most demanding and challenging environments for the real-time autonomous operations. Well, what's our vision? We want to bridge the gap between the human-operated today and the fully autonomous tomorrow. We believe that this is not an evolutionary process, but we believe that it's an evolutionary process, not a revolutionary process. So you need to go step by step on this level of autonomy ladder. You need to work on the change management, gaining trust internally and also externally with your customers, and harvest these benefits at every step. Once you have passed one step, you're able to go in a sustainable way to the next step. For each industry, this ladder looks a bit different. But the end goal for all the industries is the same, to go towards this autonomous operations. And AIM as an autonomy service provider can help you take these steps in a sustainable way by using our AI technology. Well, what do we actually do? So what are our main products? I'm going to start with the natural navigation for AGVs. AGVs are automatic guided vehicles. So how do these AGVs navigate now? They navigate by using fixed infrastructure like magnetic strips or maybe transponder grids. This solution that is used now works and it's quite reliable. However, it is not very robust nor flexible. What our infrastructure-free navigation solution enables is rapid deployments and more flexibility, allowing changes to the routes and making it all very robust and adaptable. Even though maybe the initial cost goes a bit higher and the investment upfront is higher, the total cost of ownership and time will go down. Going back to the ladder as well, this takes us from the restricted autonomy to the more unconditioned and open autonomy. Now, another main product that we're focusing on is AI-assisted crane operations, supporting teleoperations for cranes, and in the future, thinking of autonomous crane operations. Well, imagine being able to perform the same safe and efficient lifting that you can do from a cabin on an offshore rig from another location. We see it as pretty much giving the operator a second pair of eyes, or maybe a main pair of eyes if you're thinking of teleoperations. This increases productivity and also the operability in these challenging offshore environments. In this case, we go from level 1 to level 2 of autonomy. Some other opportunities where we see our technology adding substantial value are things like underwater navigation, where we focus on increasing the operability of ROVs in low visibility conditions, also focusing on creating 3D maps and reconstructions for metrology and maybe inspection purposes in conditions where maybe a visual camera or laser-based solution would not be suitable. Other things we're working on are assisted navigations for unmanned surface vessels and maybe other vessels, by adding AI components like collision avoidance, enhanced path planning, and other components. Deriving from that is also the assisted docking. So maybe think of it like your assisted parking on your car. Hopefully this will prevent incidents on the quayside that are quite frequent. these are only solutions in the maritime and logistics space. Well, that doesn't mean our technology can only be applied in these industries. We also see it bringing value to more industries than just these two ones, like manufacturing, smart mobility, and so on. Well, who are our customers and how does our business model look like? Well, we bring our AIM core assets, which are things like mapping, localization, perception, sensor fusion, AI analytics, and combine it with a variety of available sensors, off-the-shelf sensors like RGB and thermal cameras, LiDAR, radars, to develop a holistic solution that assists and help automate operations. We say it, we connect the eyes to the smart brain. Well, we work with OEMs, but also with their end customers in a co-creation process to assure that our solution really meets the requirements and provides the value that everyone expects. We are not providing an isolated software component, but we are giving an end-to-end solution that solves a real business problem. That brings me to my last slide. And this is the last topic I want to discuss and to address, which I think is very important, especially in the maritime offshore sector, but not only, which is sustainability. And I want to say that sustainability is not only about the environment, it's about the famous 3 Ps, or the people, planet, and profit. So I'm going to start with the planet. AI technology enabling remote and autonomous operations hopefully enables you to have less personnel onshore, offshore, and less waste to the planet. It also helps reduce the carbon footprint by having these more efficient operations and increasing the automation in your processes. If I go to the people component and look at the social aspect, hopefully it can improve the working condition for the operators in these environments and also reduce the physical strain on personnel, hopefully increasing the longevity in their roles in this harsh environment. Well, focusing on these two aspects, the planet and the people, I hope and I believe it will help improve on the third, which is the profit. Well, this is my presentation, and I want to thank you for attending, and of course contact us to know more about how can we help you go up on this autonomy ladder. Thanks.
Thanks, Alexandra. I'm going to share first my screen. So that is all going well. I think you see my screen now. So that's good. This was what I was talking about PortXL. Top left, you see 94% of our alumni are still existing. 90 companies joined our one of our programs. We did that in Rotterdam, in Singapore, and Antwerp. And yeah, we have a database with over 4,000 interesting companies that do have a solution for the port or maritime industry, but also logistics. We do that with our partners, what I already mentioned shortly. And we did that now for 5 years, but also in Corona times, we saw that projects were delayed and that startups had difficulties. And yeah, we are there to gap that bridge, and also with our creative minds, trying to find solutions even in times that it's more difficult. And yeah, in May last year, I sat down together with Caroline, our director, and they say the best ideas normally start at the back side of a beer coaster. Nevertheless, the bars were closed, and but we found a paper. And actually, it was a present from Caroline to me last January when it was my birthday. Her grocery shopping list is still on it, but also our new initiative that we created at that time which is called Match by PortXL. 2 steps ahead in times of crisis with innovation in the port industry. And we came up with normally we have that 3 months program that's still going to run in September, but we came up with a continuous process where at every time challenges can be handed into us and we bring startups and scale-ups in your view. The concept was think like a tugboat. We need to make small steps together in the right direction. A tugboat is not able to work without the big vessels, and a big vessel is not able to reach the port without that tugboat. So we need to work together, and also towards an innovative port and maritime logistics industry. We need to work together, small and big, next to each other. So that's Match by PortXL. In short, what's the process? 3 different phases: activating, scouting, piloting. In the activating part, every port-related company, big or smaller, SME, MKB in Dutch, can hand in their challenge via our website, www.matchbyportxl.com. And that's coming into our database. First, everybody thought, I'm going to share company knowledge, or I need to hide it. That's not necessary. You can come up with a challenge very broad or a little bit more specific. That's up to you. Then within 2 weeks, we are going to make sure that we find interesting solutions, 5 to 10 startups from the database. And if indeed you are connected with one of the startups and you discuss the problem solution fit, and you think, hey, this is interesting, I would like to have this, and to start a small pilot. We normally say in that we make from the big elephant energy transition, we make it a mosquito to really start small in a small pilot. And we guide that process. And the good thing for everybody is that this whole concept for now is for free. So the whole issue of that it's expensive, it's not in place. It's a free process. Of course, we do still really work together with our partners, but everybody, I saw Fugro, Siemens, Herema, everybody can join, and that's also what is currently happening. Here you see some small insights per phase. The website, get inspired via the website. You can also ask for some reports that are already there. But you also can, of course, submit your own challenge via the challenge navigator. It's a very easy process, only 2 minutes, and then you can provide us with some information where you would like to get your inspiration for. Then after the activating part, you handed in your challenge. Our team is going to search in the database for interesting solutions. The reason that it takes quite some time is 2 weeks, because we want to do it good, of course. We want to find the best possible fit for you. So the more information you share, the better we can find solutions. But it's also going to be published on our website. If you don't want to do that, then you can say that it's confidential. But we open it for startups and scale-ups to apply. And where first we saw some hesitation in the market, we launched this in November. I think over 250 startups already applied to the 150 challenges that are currently in our database. We are refreshing those, the website also. Sometimes they are visible, sometimes not, because, oh, and then the light is going off, but I'm just continuing, not disturbed by anything else. But then after that search, we provide you with a report. Not too big. 5 to 10 startups means that it's also 5 to 10 pages, some explanation, of course, and we would like to connect you with a potential solver of your challenge. And then you have discussed the problem and the solution with your startup, but how to start a pilot. That's a really big problem in this industry. They like the solution, but the startup is normally very focused on, okay, tomorrow we start, and the company internally is a little bit less focused on that, because we need to work together with multiple departments, which is sometimes a challenge. And there is the guidance by PortXL from us. We have our mentors who are helping you there to get to a solid project, which is not 50 pages big, but it's in one overview. All the relevant information is there, and also guided by those mentors. You will sometimes get a little bit distracted, or inspiration from their experience to think differently than how you normally would think, especially with a young startup who is very motivated to show that his solution is really working. So back again, the process, 3 different phases: activating, scouting, piloting. Yeah, it's also fine if you receive a report where you think, hey, this is not it yet, then come back to us, then we can provide you with new solvers. Or if you only would like to get inspired, then that's also fine. It's up to you what you are looking for. Yeah, go to the website and you can hand in your challenge and test it for yourself. As said, we are going to now do a startup shuffle. I still will do the talking, but and you can still do the drinking. Only also use the chat. And we have some rules for the startup shuffle. It's getting a flavor in the world of startups and innovative solutions. And for your understanding, there is no right or wrong. I'm not going to judge you. Hey, you said this is interesting, so I'm going to bring you in contact with that company. It's just getting a flavor. Put your answer in the chat. I will keep an eye on the chat, and I will mark if it's an interesting company according to you or not. It's all AI, data, autonomous related. And there's a big flavor, and it's maybe for your personal health in the maritime industry of your employees who are maybe also on the vessels or in the ports, putting visuals underwater. So make sure that you found the chat, and then we are going to take a look what you like. There's limited information and also limited time available. And maybe 5 to 10% of the information is there, but you still need to make a judgment. And that's the difficulty sometimes. We cannot overanalyze everything. Sometimes you need to just make a decision. Feyenoord, I'm a Feyenoord fan. Sorry if I'm they're putting other people in a other basket, but a football club is also not only filled by 22 young players. We need to train them. We need to make sure that they grow. And that's also in the world of innovation. Startups and scale-ups sometimes need you as a bigger company to grow their technology, to grow their business into the right direction. They need to learn from the bigger companies. And of course, they do have interesting solutions for you. So make sure you find the chat. And then I'm going to put the first startup, or actually this is a scale-up, maybe known by multiple people of you. I'm going to ask if Ashley can mention a little bit about if this is interesting, yes or no. Ashley, I was searching for the chat, but if you can mention to me, oh, here is it. If you can mention to me if it's interesting or not, yes or no. Please put your votes on the screen. Limited information. Simon thinks this is interesting. Don't hesitate. There's no right or wrong. Just yes or no. I see yeses. And they are indeed actually one of our alumni. They signed 1 year ago, I think, a big contract with together with FOPAC. But this is really a scale up. They are doing it really well. And yeah, we were very pleased that they joined our program. So I see a lot of yeses. Otto Kooi, Ampelman, one of our partners. Very nice. Yeses. There's no right or wrong. Good. If you would like to get in contact with them, I'm happy to make you the connection. PortXL is never a part of your contract between a startup and a established company. Yeah? So we are just the bridge to bring you in contact, and with us or with alumni doing good, we are doing good. So happy to bring you in contact with Simon. I'm going to move to the next one. Still some votes are coming in. Bigyellowfish, it's a little bit different company. They are from India, and they are really focused on healthcare training for crew members in a very interactive sort of gamification technology. They see if the crew is doing well, only be visible to the captain to make sure that that his crew is doing good. And actually, we also tested it with our PortXL team. So that was also a very nice experience. A lot of different opportunities you will notice with Bigyellowfish. So please put your votes. Would this be interesting for your organization or not? Do you have crew who need to be maintained as well? Let's see. No is also fine, eh? That's all fine. Berend Huisman, this is not interesting. Or maybe not for your organization. Eh? It's also good. Colin, this is also not for you. Don't hesitate. There's no good or wrong. Yes for the company, but no for my role within the company. Okay, that's also very good. It's not always needed that it's directly for you. I've seen multiple moments in our program that actually we came to different people, and then they started to collect people from their desks to get into the conversation with a alumni of PortXL. Yes, for the company. I think this is a little bit it. No other votes. Then I'm going to move to the next one, and Oculavis, VR wearables, augmented reality, and yeah, this one, this company from Germany, they joined last program, and this one was actually the one that already got 30 customers. But they were not located well enough into the maritime industry. They came to Rotterdam and they were selected during the selection days. And last week I had a chat with Boskalis, and this technology is going to roll out over 30 vessels of Boskalis. And yeah, I think that's really cool. that's where we also do it for. So may I have your votes? Is this interesting or not? Please place your bets. Hey, and then it was lights. Otto coin, interesting, nice. Maybe it's also good to, what I will do after this session, I will create a short report for you, and then I can distribute via Ashley, who is able, or yeah, she can share it around with you, and or come back to me. Happy to connect you to just discuss, get inspiration. That's also already fine, because you don't sign directly a contract with only a conversation and finding out all the opportunities. I see a lot of yeses. That's nice. So I mark them as interesting for you. Let's move on. Company from Belgium. They joined our program in Antwerp, and it's Rombit, and they were in the news a lot last year, especially. They do have a wearable, be able to put all your certificates in this wearable, so that if you would like to enter somewhere, that you have the right certificates on a yard or on a vessel, and that you really can enter. And if you don't have that certificate on this wearable, then you are not able to open that door or that space. And the main reason why they were big news is that they had a 1.5 meter solution via their wearable for the yard, so that you keep your distance in Corona time. So please place your votes. Is this interesting or not for you? Sven Kramer van Oort. Yes, nice. That's also good. Simon also likes this solution. More votes. No is also fine, eh, guys? Or I'm not sure. That's also fine. Yeah, also happy to connect you with them to ask your questions to them. I'm not their promoter. I'm just making the connection, and they are the ones who can tell you all the technical details, all the projects they are currently running. So happy to connect you with them, and let's find out. Okay, I think the next one is the last one for this part, the startup shuffle. Just get a little bit of inspiration. Sometimes the subscription or description is not the best for you. That's all fine. Just give me a insight in what your thoughts are. VRT Finland. I think this is one of the companies I'm really proud of, and because last year in the selection process, they were already selected almost during the validation calls, so that partners were sitting together discussing. And during our selection days, so in February, they already signed the first contract with Boskalis because they were already operating with this company from Finland, also over 30 partners, customers. Is this interesting for you or not? Let me know. Detecting cracks in bridges. Also for dredging, it's really interesting. Make sure that you also do the drinking part. I will keep doing the talking part. My colleagues know that I'm really good at that. Let me know, guys. It's the last one. Is this interesting for you? We know. Oh, Tara, thanks, my colleague. But for marine contractors, it is. I think you mean also maybe Herema marine contractors. Good. It's not for Simon, but okay. It's good to have a little bit of flavor of your ideas. And now I'm going to again ask you a strange question, because I would like you to pick up your phone. And normally in a digital or in a presentation, it's not really familiar or common that you pick up your phone, but get your phone ready. And I'm going to share my screen again. Because I will show you menti.com and a Mentimeter. I don't know if you know it, this device. I think it's broadly used at the moment, but we use it a lot to also during our digital program to get a flavor of what everybody's thinking about and what the status is of of the innovative mindset. So if you go to menti.com, fill in the code 7044926. So 7044926, and then multiple questions will come up. And I don't see people yet, because you will see some hearts flowing if people are entering the system. Kijk. And then the question, indeed, the first question, more related to your work. What I like or learned from this period of increased digital work. We all know that a lot of companies were hesitating about working from home. And maybe we now also see that it's working pretty well. Let me know. Better results. Nice. And maybe I may invite somebody to give a little bit of their experience, because then I also can drink a little bit of water. Who put in better results due to optimizing optimal working hours? Who would like to explain a little bit his or her thoughts?
All right, that will be me. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. For a bit background information, I'm an R&D engineer. So we develop also new solutions. And given the work we do, sometimes you do long computations, sometimes you have other things. If you have to work from 8 till 5 all the time, it's quite challenging to sometimes get all your work done in that time span, or sometimes you're wasting time waiting on things. And due to now the working at home and the digital work and the more acceptance of that, we can basically work whenever we need to and whenever works best for someone. Some people like to sleep late, some like to get up early. So we have seen in our team an improvement in productivity due to that.
Nice, nice. I also see an interesting one that somebody put in, never on offline. Would you like to elaborate a little bit on that? No, that's also fine. Somebody else who would like to give a little bit insight in what he or she put into the Mentimeter. Self-discipline, I see arising, flexibility, indeed, what you mentioned also, and more productivity, more efficient, value time spent in the office. And what do you do to still meet your colleagues? Sometimes the coffee coffee machine moment, you see other colleagues? Do you walk outside as well with your colleagues, or do you have meetings when you in walk around and just call? Something about that. More focused from home. That's also a nice one. Less distracted, maybe. Good. I'm going to move on, seeing also the time. I see opportunities for improvements in the automation of processes or the digital way of working in. And then you will see, I think it's a, yeah, in English, I don't know, but in Dutch, it's a schuifbaar. Where do you see opportunities still? Moment now. Do you see more opportunities to automate your work, to make it more efficient, use the digital world in a better way, or your company? Is your company up to speed, or is there an opportunity for improvements? It would be really interesting to know. Three people, five. Company way of working is lagging behind a little bit. People will think they see opportunities for improvements in their own work within my team. Maybe during the voting of the others, would somebody like to explain a little bit where he or she sees more opportunities to automate the processes or the way of working? Where do you see opportunities? Really wondering. So get onto stage with me and explain a little bit.
Yeah, I can maybe elaborate on yeah, the way of working digitally. I think one big improvement is that it is easier to share your work, although you're not sitting directly with a colleague. I noticed that really to review the work that you did, and normally you do it one-on-one, or and when it's really going into detail, to use a big screen and some sketches in the screen, yeah, can really be nice to have a better understanding of complex, detailed stuff.
Nice. Nice. Somebody else who would like to add something to that way of working, where you see opportunities to make it even more efficient, or the company, it's or within the team. See that the team is doing pretty good. If not, then I'm going to move to the next question, and this is a question during the whole program. We also go to all the different partners with, we take startups and scale-ups with us. And then we always ask the question, why is this an interesting solution? And actually, Amperman is one of the examples I always bring up. We had a roadshow at Amperman, and I came, as you know, Amperman, the bridges towards windmills on the sea, and I brought a underwater drone, and 40-50 colleagues of Amperman were joining, and they said first time, this is really not for us. Why did you bring this one with you? I said, well, let's find out. Get into the discussion with this company and ask yourself the question, why yes, is this an interesting solution for Amperman? After the whole carousel, after the whole roadshow, I asked 5 people, who did you like the most? And 2 of them picked this underwater drone because they saw an opportunity to expand their work. When you are next to a location, you can also do the inspection underwater. And this is what we are also going to do with AI in motion. So Alexandra just presented, and my question to you, what opportunity do you see with AI in motion within your company? So maybe not in only in your work, but think broad. So what are the opportunities with them? So maybe Alexandra, get on stage with me and explain.
I can't say what the opportunities would be for them, but maybe we get some answers in.
But we saw your crane solution. We know that you're also working for on an underwater solution. So don't hesitate. You don't sign already a contract with AI in motion. It's just thinking out of the box. We also know that Amperman is there. Alexandra, maybe you were not there yet, but with Amperman, you got into different discussions. You are a little bit familiar with those discussions. Maybe you can explain.
Yeah, I think it was something around gangways, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah.
maybe that discussion can be resumed or restarted. I think we have some ideas on how can maybe we can help with gangways as well, not only offshore platform cranes.
Yeah, we see some answers are coming in. Autonomous shipping, installing wind farms, sonar-based underwater vision. That's a nice one. I think last week I gave you a call also with one of our partners that is searching for such an opportunity.
Yeah, indeed. I think the visual-based solutions are quite challenging sometimes, especially in the shallow part of the North Sea. It's not really the turbid water, so I think a sonar-based solution might make a big difference in these conditions.
Oh, fine. And you can also take a look on their website a little bit later and come up with interesting solutions maybe after this session. I think Ashley will also share Alexandra's details.
Yeah, and also the presentation, I think that's also possible. I see something in the greenhouses. I think that's also an interesting one. We're also maybe looking
navigation.
at...
Alexandra, can you say how far you are already with the, for example, the subsea equipment? So that I think that's interesting application that you can have some sort of autonomous underwater vehicle. I also worked for Allseas, and I think they maybe Philip can also elaborate on that, but the touchdown monitoring of the pipeline is done by a separate vessel. And Mr. Herema was really, if somebody could find a solution for that, then that would be really perfect, because you're just wasting money on a separate vessel controlling an underwater robot. And I think if you can do the touchdown monitoring of a pipeline with a vehicle separate from everything, I think that would really save a day rate of an additional vessel.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice application, Otto, indeed. And we're also looking at the installation of jackets and other things in a similar kind of a similar area. And I do also think that it's going to make a big impact and a massive saving in the operation. So it's something that we are looking at. It's not a commercial mature solution, so we're still looking for co-creation partners. So we'll be very interested to discuss further with Allseas, or maybe, I don't know, whoever else.
Other big pipe lay companies. Yeah, I think the noise, because it really has to act on its own. I think now the problem is the connection, that if you use how to be connected to the vehicle that's following the vessel.
Yeah, I think that's also a very good point, something I haven't mentioned. So all our technology actually runs on the edge. So the AI algorithm runs on the device. So in theory, it's not really cloud connected or anything else. So you can take decisions by putting the real-time algorithms on the device. So that might help in those solutions as well.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. I'm going to go to the last question. I know that actually we are running out of time. 2 more minutes. My last question to you is, what in your organization are challenges that you are looking for solutions or solutions for? So put in your name and also come up with a challenge that you see in your work or in your organization. Can be in operations, can be in document flows. Provide me with your challenges, and then we are going to get into action. And via Ashley, we will share with you your reports and find you potential solvers. So let me know, what in your organization do you face that you would like to find innovative startups and scale-ups for? And I put on the tab that you can provide me with multiple answers. So that's a nice one. Nitrogen free dredging. I don't know who put that in. Also good to mention your name, because then I can provide you with the right report. Who shared that first challenge, nitrogen free dredging? Sven?
Yeah, that was, sorry, yeah, that was me. And I should put emission-free dredging, obviously. Emission-free operations. Just.
I will write it down, and then I can share the right report with you. Thanks. But you can also go to our website. It's also you're also able to share your challenges there, wider or more specifically. It's all fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Are people still writing, or is this the only challenge in the industry? Challenging you there. Oh, Tara would like to receive a report for the water police.
Another report. I want to have a challenge.
Oh yeah, I see it, the connection.
Yeah, I want to have a connection. So I see we are with 16 participants. So maybe someone has a connection for me.
I like it.
That was my personal goal for this year.
That's an easy one. Only 2 challenges. I'm sure that you can come up with others, and that's also fine if you share it with us later on. It's also fine if you need to think about it, get a little bit inspiration via the website matchbyportxl.com. You see multiple challenges that are already provided. As I mentioned before, I think we are currently on 155 challenges from the industry. They are not all on the website, but some of them are. And I think we already provided or put in the view of all those requesters 1,300 different startups and scale-ups. So multiple discussions are ongoing. Also, a big project is going to get started next month with 3 big companies. To join forces on a particular use case. So yeah, that's also really cool, I think. Audio engineering. So there are more coming. Yeah. So
yeah, I can elaborate on that.
Oh yeah, tuurlijk.
yeah, I think designing a structure, a new machine or whatsoever, it also takes a lot of detail work. And I think maybe startups with EIs or other programs could really help to make that faster. Of course, we have tools in place, the standard calculation programs, but it still takes too much time. I think it should be easy. If you just draw a structure, I think a computer, you could just ask the computer, hey, is this strong enough, or does it help? And then he could figure out everything, and it will save a lot of costs, engineering time, and also costs. Maybe there's a company working on that.
Let's find out. It wouldn't be the first time that people got surprised what's already there, and where startups and scale-ups are already working on. So let's find out. That's all fine. It's a challenge.
What I wanted to ask you, what do you mean by real load? So what's
we always, as engineers, we take the very conservative approach, and then we take the very worst case when the vessel is rolling forward and to the side, and then also we have a wind load applied, what's absolute maximum, and then we get a certain load case, and then we apply that to a structure, so making the structure unnecessarily heavy and strong, also considering all the extra safety factors that you have to take into account by the coach. So I think if you have a smart way to analyze your data, what's really happening, you can make your offshore structures or your machines much lighter than they are today.
So Alexandra.
I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think maybe indeed our technology could help with this.
What we can do is connect you together, Otto and Alexandra, and also to discuss in more depth. I think I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and from my side, I would like to thank you, and I'm going to hand it over to Ashley to wrap it up.
Yeah, this was really an easy one for me. Well, yeah, thank you, Philip. Thank you, Alexandra. It was really inspiring, and I really liked the session. So I would also suggest to Philip to we look into this, to do this more often together, and also see how we can combine both the PortXL and Buccaneer start a scale-up network to see how we can make a match with the challenges from the industry. Looking at the time, if there are any questions for Alexandra, I would suggest to get in contact with me. I will make sure the presentations will be shared, and we will make sure connections will be made. So for now, thank you all for attending. Thank you all for actively contributing to this session, and really looking forward to the next one. So thank you
guys.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.